All right, in this video, I want to talk about something that looks promising as a benefit to the internet that provides internet to one of the RV parks. The owner sent me a photo of something that he saw in his RV park that he was, in a way, kind of concerned, but at the same time, a little excited after the amount of times that he has made a phone call to the internet provider in that area, as well as I have in the past to get internet connection in there, that I had to go a roundabout way to get it there. And it is in the RV park that I ran the fiber. They kept on telling me that it cannot be no internet in there because they have to build out the whole infrastructure to get it in there. They can't just run a line in and then that's it just for me. They said the same thing to the owner. If they run internet into the RV park, he would have to pay for every spot that is in his RV park, regardless if that spot is occupied or not. And then someone from whatever department reached out to him talking that they want to see what it would take to get internet into his RV park. And he was thinking, well, every time they came out, regardless if he called or if I called, survey gets done and it's always same end result. It cannot be done unless we run wires and infrastructure throughout the whole RV park. About 2 weeks, maybe 3, after they called him to see what it would take. It's supposed to be in, you look in one of my videos in the past, you see I was going to go out to an RV park on a Saturday, 10 o'clock in the morning, because that's when they're supposed to be there. Well, a few days, I think it was the Wednesday before, he texts me and says, disregard, do not need to come out 10 o'clock. It has been canceled because the survey that was done on Wednesday said cannot be done unless infrastructure is built out through the whole RV park. Same story, different day. And now here we are 3 weeks roughly after that. He sees something in his RV park that he got concerned about, but in a way, at the same time, kind of want to jump for joy maybe. Because there's a possibility that something is going to change in the RV park. That is what he saw in his RV park. Now, the main road, this is the exit out of the RV park. One side, the other side is over here that meets together. It's one road that goes this way, and the other, it's one big circle through the whole RV park. And this fence is what you see right when you come in, and then one road goes to the right, one is to the left. This concrete slab here is where it has his dumpster. And all of a sudden, he saw this stub up right here just appear in his park. with this wire of some sort coming out of it. So he's thinking, when he sent me this picture, that maybe they're going to just put a hub here, and I don't know what they're going to put under this. Is it going to be a hub or just a single connection? What? Usually under these, there is a hub under there where they can provide, individuals with to be taps that they can feed different homes. In this case, RV spots. And I went over there to do an install in the rain, which it won't do no more. And because now I got a kind of little scratchy throat because of it, and that's why I'm drinking so much coffee to keep it smoothed out so it won't get worse. But I went over there and done that, and before I left, I went and see what kind of cable this actually is. Is it the wire they use to provide internet, or is it some other kind of wire? I looked at the end of it down, which you cannot see in a picture. It's down here. It's only maybe another 1.5 feet, and it just lay on top of the ground. I picked it up and looked at it, and it's the same cable that is fed here at the studio. Well, fed the line that's tied to the cable that's fed here. So it's a main feed line. It's the same kind, the same size and all. And I like, well, if it's in the park here, where are they feeding it from? So I said, well, the only place they can feed it from, that they can dig underground and feed this wire without actually making a trench. It all went underground because there is no signs whatsoever anywhere of they digging a trench and getting it there. So they had one of them machines that bores holes with they keep adding pipe, and it just travels under the ground so many inches, usually 12 to 20 inches roughly is what I've been told by one of the machine operators to get that cable there. And I looked around, I'm like, the only place I know is out the main road, which is if you take this road here and go that direction, it will lead you to the main road. So I started looking at the poles out there. Said if they underground, they have to come up a pole to get to the wire, the main trunk out there from pole to pole. And I saw a pole out there that had this wire coming out of the ground, and it's rolled up. It had to be rolled up like 3 foot wide, the circle itself of the wire, and I saw probably rolled 3, 4, maybe 5 circles of the wire sitting at the bottom of the pole. I said, okay, that's where they're coming up. We both still do not understand why they all of a sudden is trying to put this wire in. Because every time we asked to get internet in there, just a line though, so I can tap into, they all said, survey says, can't do. And we haven't heard anything from them since that last time that they talked to the owner, canceled the install because the survey again says cannot be done. And then we get this to show up actually in the park. Now, we do not know, we have not heard what is their intention of putting this wire in this RV park. Have they decided finally to give in to our request of just having internet in the park, that they can give us service, even just for me to distribute it out the rest of the park? Or are they putting it there and having intention to get the owner to let them put infrastructure throughout the park? saying we won't turn this on unless you let us put it throughout the park, which I've never seen that happen. Usually they won't spend the time nor the finances that it will take just to put that there unless they already know the answer to that question. So if they finally decided to just run a line in there so we can have service, will be wonderful. Kind of late on the subject, but of getting it done because I put all that finance in fiber and ran 600 feet or more of fiber just to get good connection. But it will, if the way we want it to play out is they give us one connection over there where my tower is. And if they can do that, then I can put all of my equipment there. Go to get the modem at the other house on the other end of the fiber, the box and all, and put it inside the RV park. I don't have to have that fiber ran back to the house, remove all it. That's going to save more than $50 a month. The cost, part of the backhaul cost. More convenient of having it all in one location. I mean, I hate to put all that fiber in just to get it there and then it comes obsolete because it's not needed, because the ones at that house already has their own personal account. They don't want to get rid of it for the simple fact that they have emails accounts that's attached to that service. If they do away with their internet, so will they have to say bye-bye to their email accounts. And they have no others they use, like Google Mail. So they don't want to go through the hassle of changing everything up, which is, self-explanatory. There is a lot of headache to go using a email for your prime account with everything attached to it, then have to go change it. So they will still have their internet there because they use their own internet account. They do not get internet from us. So I would be taking, if this goes out and plays out the way we hoping it will, is they say, yeah, now we can give you a internet connection in here. Then I have to go and change the address on my account and put all the equipment over there, which would be wonderful. And then I can go take out the pole that holds up the fiber, roll up all the fiber. Then I'll have if I take all that back out and add to what I got, I will have 2,000 feet of single mode fiber that I can use elsewhere. I'm just waiting for the opportunity where I can actually use it somewhere. And that tubing I put underground, I don't know if it's even worth trying to take up, or could I get out at one, because since it's ran straight, is it even possible that I can grab a hold of it and pull it since the ground is nice and wet and soggy, or will it just not move? I don't know. I may just cut my losses on that little bit and just leave it there, just like I did the other cable. It's just, expense to get internet quality as high as possible to your clients. And that's just something that you expense at that time that you just, let it go. That's just like I was on that 200-foot tower at 100 feet. That was just an expense that never got reimbursed by clients. So it's just something I just have to discard and write off on taxes and whatnot. we just hope that once they get it connected at the street up the pole and tied in there, hopefully they will say, yeah, we can give you a connection in the RV park now. That would be wonderful. Then I would go take my equipment out of that box over there and relocate it. And then I can, after I get it back up and running there, that's when I would put in the, actually, I wouldn't even have to put in the Edge Router X fiber router, because I know fiber will be needed um, at that point, because it'll be the modem, it'll be the Edge Router X, and it will be feeding all the APs, which I will have uh, two, one for his security cameras and one AP for all the clients. So if it goes that way, then that everything will be moved into the RV park. Then I'll go take out the fiber and roll it up. Take it off the tree, take it off the pole, take it off the fence, and roll it up so I can use it somewhere else. But I just love fiber. I mean, when you run an Ethernet wire, you run it 328 feet, then you got to do something so you can run another 328 feet, then put another switch or something and run another three. Fiber, you just take 1,000-foot roll and just roll it out to point A to point B. If you need more, put a coupling on it and roll out another 1,000 feet. The fiber injectors I have that converts it from Ethernet to fiber, the particular ones I have will send across that fiber like 12 miles. I'm not running that amount of fiber. That's too much work. I mean, it'd be wonderful if I had the opportunity that I needed to do it, and I had the opportunity to do it, like from pole to pole or something, like get the 10-foot poles that I use, bury it in the ground for 2 feet, so I don't have to put no guide wires on it, and then attach the fiber 8 feet from top, from pole to pole. That'd be wonderful, but I don't see anywhere that I'd be doing that. But it's nice to have the fiber in case I want to run. Perhaps I can run it in some RV park, put up a box and be able to run fiber to some of the spots that want real high, snappy, fast internet. Maybe the business side, or I don't know. So opportunities may arrive that I'll be able to use the fiber somewhere else. But the way it looks right now, with what we see has shown up in the RV park, a hub, and I've seen the wire on both ends. Don't know what their, like I said, don't know what their intention is to run that in there. Is it to build out infrastructure? But the park owner already said he don't want nobody digging, because it's a low area anyway, and it floods real bad, and he don't want anybody digging and mess up plumbing, the drainage, because they're not really that deep, and he just don't want to go through the headache. He's already had people that stay there has dug and messed things up. So he don't want anybody coming and burying a cable that's, 12, 16 inches down in the ground and hit a drain pipe and not find out about it until it's been leaking and the smell starts showing up. Yeah, just a lot of headache. That's one reason, and the main reason why he didn't blink an eye when I told him how I run mine is all wireless. There's nothing underground. He loved it. So maybe we get lucky now. After all this time he called and I called, and Spectrum actually called us instead of us calling them. Perhaps somebody in there said, let's just go ahead and run a line in there and let them have a connection, and maybe in the future we may get the opportunity to have all them clients in there. I don't know. But I will keep you posted of the process of of what's going on with it. If we can figure out what their intentions are. Is it just going to have a stub up tied to the pole out there at the street and have it hot and say anybody within 300-400 feet can get a connection as long as the owner agrees to let the wire be buried? Now, if they want to get people in there and some people want it within so many feet from that hub, I'll tell the owner, like, well, if they want to run it and to be safe, perhaps we just tell them not to bury the cable because they use subcontractors. We can bury it ourselves. Or if they make it hot and we can get a connection off of it, he may not let anybody have it in there. Just us. And we will strip it out. I got another one, another RV park that already has Spectrum in it, and the owner does not want anything buried at all because he redone all the electrical, 90% or more of the plumbing, of drainage and water supply, all new stack heads for electrical. And I've seen it where somebody ordered Spectrum, since it was available there, they automatically going to come out and run a wire from wherever and give them internet. Well, it went across the road that's in the RV park and went to their RV. And then when the owner found out, it got removed. They said, no, we're not going to let anybody bury any cable because it's already tried to get done and things got damaged. And he didn't want that, which is, that's expected of somebody has all that finance put into something like that and don't want to get damaged. And there's another one that's done that as well. Now the line that feeds her RV is on top of the ground, to a hub like the one I showed you here, maybe 40-50 feet. Don't know if he's going to say, okay, you can keep it and we'll bury the cable, so we know, because we know where all the plumbing and electrical is, and it's all be okay because they used to have our internet. If he's willing to let them have internet from Spectrum, that's fine. I'm not trying to get everybody. I get the ones that want it and don't want a big price tag attached to it, and more features. Just little things like they can turn it off for the winter time and turn it back on summertime and stuff so easily. But we'll see if they keep their internet. Hopefully they can figure out a way that they can, maybe maintenance guy, whatever the park, can actually bury it. I don't know. But this was a surprise to see this stub up show up in this park that I called at least 4, maybe 5 times trying to get connection out there. And always survey. Nope, can't be done. He called even before I even knew the RV park was even existing. And same thing. Survey says, nope. When I got in there, there was maybe 5, 6 RVs in there. That was it. One of them was used as an office until everything got put together. So I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be a positive thing, or is it just going to be like they say, black fiber that is there, but it's dark. Dark fiber. It's there, but it's just not connected. But I don't think they would run this cable and not have intentions of actually making it hot. But you can look at it different scenarios. Maybe they got so much money they just want to throw it away so they can do it as a tax write-off for the taxes. I don't know. A lot of companies will do that. They have a lot of money at the end of the year and they have to spend it and use it as a tax write-off. I don't know. But time will tell what their intentions are. If they're going to make it hot and we say, yeah, we want service. Yeah, we have service there. Set a schedule and get it done. But as the time goes on and progress of what's going to perspire from this, I don't know. But I'll make a video of one way or the other. Is it just for show, or is it actually going to give us internet? We will see. We will just have to let time tell us what is going to transpire from them running this wire hundreds and hundreds of feet. It's got to be, shoot, I ran that fiber and it's like 600, and so it's got to be, it's probably good 400. Yeah, it's got to be somewhere around 400 feet of that wire that they ran from the pole to that hub. So we will see what comes of it. Is it just going to be there, or is it actually going to be hot? If it's hot, then, oh God, that's going to be great to get internet. We just have to get internet from there onto the other side of the road to where my tower is. That's the only thing. Now, if they say, yeah, we can give you service, and they're running across the road, then it's a subcontractor will be coming out there to get it under the road, and then we'll be good. Unless there's another power source somewhere in that circle that we can get, power to, so I can set up the equipment. But I like it where it's at, because the 120 degrees sector just pans the RV part like 98%. And it's just a perfect place to have the AP. But I will keep you posted of what comes of this. If it's going to be just there, or is it actually going to be usable, and we actually get to tie into it finally after all this time. Then we can do away with getting that fiber ran 600 feet. It was nice to plug in fiber one end and then plug in the other end and do a speed test, and you get the exact same thing 600 some feet away. It is just incredible what fiber can do. Now I want to use this basically 2,000 feet, because both of them are 1,000-foot runs. I think it was 1,000 foot. I think it was. Another thing that the owner mentioned is he don't want a lot of digging, if any, unless it's absolutely necessary. And when I ran the fiber, he mentioned I don't want wires ran everywhere. So he's very picky when it comes to putting things in the ground, or things that you can see like wires and all throughout the park, which is, again, understandable. He wants the park to be very well presented and nice when people come in. But we will see if we get an opportunity to run fiber to certain spots, maybe at where my box will be, and run it behind them, and run it down where there's no plumbing behind the RVs, because if the road's here and all the plumbing's here, then you got your RVs lined up. All the plumbing is coming from this side and going there. There's nothing on the back side of them RVs next to the ditch. Maybe I can dig a trench, maybe a foot down behind, and I can run fiber to them and use that as, like, if you want real good internet, we have these spots over here that we use fiber lines to feed, better internet. Anything that makes it more, inviting, and, for clients that come in that, well, I need good internet. Well, Over here we have fiber lines ran to these few. I mean, whatever it takes. And the reason why I say that is because one RV park owner told me, says, hey, can possibly we run fiber if we can figure out a way to get it to these certain ones so we can advertise that as we have, fiber lines that's feeding, not fiber connection, but fiber ran to it that really needs heavy usage of internet. So we're still going to look into it and see if we can, because we have some RV park RV owners that actually work out of their RVs. They'll come to a place and stay there for a year and work. Then they'll go to another one, another state. They travel, but they like to go different states. I had one just last week that said we travel every 6 months to a year, and we'll go and get a job and stay there for a year. Then we'll travel and go get a job somewhere else, stay for a year, and they mark off each state, just like I'm doing, each state that they go to until they get to each one, which is wonderful. Get to work and be able to travel at the same time. So I'm going to try to figure out a way to use the fiber one way or another somewhere. If this pans out as they're going to turn this on and we can actually get our connection. But we will see, and I will keep you posted on the results. Whether they say yes we can or no we cannot. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.